Good evening, everyone. Excuse me, and welcome to this Easter edition of Speak Your Mind with Larry Cox. Great to have you guys here this evening. I'm going to go ahead and say hello to some friends. We got a light audience tonight. I figured we might with it being Easter, but let me go ahead and say hello to some folks. Cheryl Moulton, thanks for joining. Bill Campbell, thanks for being here. Joey Williams, thanks for being here tonight. Mary Boysworth, great to have you. Ben and Cheryl Garcia, thanks for being here. Abuka Russo, thanks for being here. And Daniel Munoz, I just noticed that Danny just showed up. Thanks, Danny, for showing up tonight on Easter. I'm glad that we do have a few people that tuned in tonight. I thought I would actually, excuse me, come on and do a little show tonight just to let everybody have an opportunity if they wanted to come on tonight and say a few things. I didn't know how many folks would show up, not show up. So, like I said, roll the dice and see what happens. But if we want to thank everybody, we did have a good show last week with Scott Smith coming on and Alex McDonald coming on, and we had a good good discussion about BioLab in the aftermath, and was real informative. And I thank you guys for showing up last week so that we could continue this discussion regarding the BioLab incident here in Rockdale County, and that we need to keep that conversation alive. We need to keep that conversation going about the BioLab so that people are educated and informed, and we can try to prevent things like that from happening again, not only in Rockdale County, but across the United States, because it's definitely something we need to watch it. We need to we need to make sure that that we stay informed and stay what's going on, in our county and our surrounding area. So I want to talk about little something coming up this week, something of importance here in Rockdale County. Miss Chairperson Janice Van Ness will be giving her first State of the County address, and that is going to be at 9 a.m. this Wednesday, and it will be at the Rockdale County Auditorium. So that's on Main Street. So if you're interested in what this new commission plans on doing for Rockdale County, what changes they want to implement, and what the future looks like under this new leadership. Tune into that or go in person and listen to what Chairperson Van Ness has to say about the future of Rockdale County. I'm going to, attempt to go that this evening. You have to excuse my voice. I did some yard work this week, and I'm going to tell you what, do a little yard work and with the pollen and just things out there, and it gets to my throat a little bit. So you know how that goes. I've got some people joined a little bit tardy. So we got Alan James, Mr. George Kelichek, the taxpayer, and my good friend and colleague, Justin Kinney. Justin, thanks for joining me tonight. Justin was going to talk a little bit about something I did this week. I talked to Justin about it earlier, a few days ago, but I went and visited a few schools with our superintendent this past Friday and had a great time. And I intend to talk about that in board discussion this coming Thursday. So just going to let you guys know, I did go visit 4 of our schools. It was great visits. A lot of I saw a lot of things I want to talk about at the board meeting, because I want to let my colleagues on the board know what I saw and how important I think it is for each of us to do visits like that, and how important it is for the community to know that we're engaged, and how important it is for the students and the staff at the schools to know that as board members we care and we are engaged. So I am going to discuss that a little bit at the board meeting this coming Thursday. So why don't you guys come out or listen to it online? And you can do that. I'm not going to preview it and talk about it here tonight, but I am going to talk about that. I am going to talk about it because I think it's the perfect place to do that. The people in the education system, the people in the district, they need to know that that we do care and we got their back. So this Thursday, I intend on doing some board comments. I'm actually going to request the time here in a little while. I'm going to send an email and ask that be added to the agenda so that I'm able to discuss my visits to the school during board comments. I think you're going to enjoy the things that I have to say. I was just overall very pleased with what I did see, actually. So just so you guys know, tune in this coming Thursday to the board meeting, or come to the board meeting and listen to the comments. That's what I think you need to do. That's what I think you need to do, and I hope you do it. But you may or may not, and I'm okay with that also. But just to let you know, did some school visits. I'm very pleased with what I saw, and and hope to see you at the Board of Education meeting this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you. So George Kilichek has got a ice cream social, and George, I think my document is out in the vehicle, but I think that's also this Thursday, and I think it's at 5 p.m. and it's at the over next to the voting place on West Avenue, and it's the extension center, the extension office that's over right there adjacent to the voter the voter registration and election place over on West Avenue. So I think George and his gang are having an ice cream social at 5 p.m. this coming Thursday. So show up there, get some ice cream and see what George and his folks have to say. So that'll be, I think George said ice cream and cookies. Can't go wrong with ice cream and cookies, can you? You can go to the ice cream social at 5 o'clock, hang out there for a little bit, and then come over to the Board of Education meeting at 7. Have a well-rounded day of getting involved over there in Conyers this coming Thursday. Start off Wednesday with the State of the County address by Chairman Van Ness, and then go to the ice cream social Thursday evening at 5, and then round it off at the Board of Education meeting at 7, and you'll get to hear me make some open comments. So that'll be great. And I'm sure my friend Justin will probably take advantage of the time and do some comments during board comment time. So, but yeah, guys, I think it's going to be Justin said, I too will be requesting time during board comment. It's for a different but also important reason. So, so Justin, is going to request that also. So, I mean, I just think, it's important that we do that. I mean, I requested some time a little bit ago. We're going to request it again. Justin requested it. I mean, I think it's very important that we as the Board of Education start doing that, and we start engaging the public with board comments other than, the presentations and stuff, because you guys like to hear from your elected officials. You like to hear from your board members. So, but yeah, I look forward to doing that Thursday, and I look forward to hearing Justin's comments also. So I think we're gonna, we're gonna have a good time Thursday at the board meeting. I think you guys are gonna be informed. Like I said, show up early at 5 o'clock over at the extension office. Get some ice cream and cookies, and then come to the Board of Education meeting. We'll welcome you with open arms. So that's that's sort of what I see that's going on. So I hope all you guys enjoyed your Easter services this Sunday. I went to Easter service myself this Sunday. I enjoyed the service. It was a packed house. You know how it is, like 2 times a year, churches fill up, really, man. You got Easter and Christmas, and that the house explodes, right? You have a Christmas Eve service and you got an Easter service, and the church fills up, right? Um, and I don't think it was any different today. I think you had folks, filling the buildings up today, wanting a message of hope, and I think that's what they got today, uh, in churches throughout the world. They got messages of hope, because sometimes that's what we need. We need hope, because there's enough negative that goes on all over the place all the time, and hope needs to exist. Hope needs to happen. We need to realize that there are positive things that do happen in this world, and there are things that we need to look forward to, and there are happy events in our lives, and it's not all a struggle. It's not all a fight. That we have good things to look forward to also, and I look forward to the good things. So, what's on your mind tonight, listeners? Is there anything that you would like to specifically discuss this evening on Speak Your Mind with Larry Cox? Because that's part of this show. Is I can speak my mind, but you're also able to speak your mind. And I don't care advocating for you. And when you put your comments in there that you like to talk about something, I mean, I'll start the dialogue, and then you, the listeners, can continue the dialogue in the chat window. And you've always been very good at that. I mean, anytime that we talk about issues and discuss issues, I love seeing the comments and the dialogue that comes up in the chat window. It's always very enlightening. It's very interesting. When we get the interaction from you, the audience, and me, the host, and then we start learning about what you are passionate about as residents of Rockdale County, and you are passionate. It's very clear that you care about this community. You care about Rockdale County, and it's very evident and apparent, uh, uh, the emotion that exists in this community. And I'm one who is very proud of this community, and I'm proud of how this community has stood up for itself and expects better from itself. And that's what I've noticed in the last couple of years, is that this community is now expecting better from itself. And you can't go wrong with that when you have a community that is going to hold itself accountable and expect better from itself. And that's where I think we are in Rockdale County right now. I think we're a community that is holding ourselves accountable. And accountability is a fantastic thing, because when you put yourself out there and you hold yourself accountable and you give yourself as an example of accountability, then that really seems to work. Let's see what kind of Ms. Russo. Let's get ready to see what kind of tax estimates we will get. They will get sent out on the 25th. Let's see how HBO 581 will work. Now, you do know this year your taxes got froze at last year's rate, so you should be getting a rollback rate that reflects last year's tax rate, because it'll be froze at last year's. The taxes assessed will be at last year's rate because of 581. We won't do an increase until next year, and that increase will be, as far as the assessment, will be at the rate of inflation that is set by the state. So this year's tax rate should be the same as last year's. and then so we'll see what the rollback looks like with all that, with there being no increase in property values, because property values are going to be frozen at the same rate they were last year. So you won't have an increase in property values this year. It will be next year that you get an increase in property values at the rate of inflation. So it'll be your tax assessment should be the same as last year's, and then we'll have to see how that works with the rollback and such and everything too. So it'll be interesting. I do agree with you, Myth Russo. I think it'll be very interesting to see how all that shakes out and pans out and such and everything. So it'll be interesting for us to see how this all comes out of the wash, as one might say. It will be interesting. Excuse me. So I went week before. I'd went on vacation, couldn't do a show. It was the first time I hadn't done a show in, I believe, a year and a half. I think that was the first show that I had missed in a year and a half, and that was quite interesting. Cheryl, I'm going to read your comment here in a minute, but yeah, I'm just letting you know that was unfortunately we are losing business, is what Ms. Russo said. So Cheryl said she saw that Corliss mentioned earlier today we need to stand up on the war on litter in our businesses and our community. So she said it was one of our local realtors that she took pictures of the trash cans in the parking lot. So yeah, well, we need to hold people accountable for keeping their businesses clean and make sure that Rockdale County is an attractive place that people want to come and do business and spend money. So I agree with that, Corliss. I saw your post earlier today too, and I think that's hit straight on. You hit that point straight on with that. But yeah, guys, I'm glad that we've got things going on here. So since we don't have a large audience and a lot of people, are out and the conversation's a little spotty, if you guys don't mind tonight, if I cut it short, because you can tell I'm struggling to talk tonight. So I appreciate you guys for showing up, and I showed up tonight for a mini show, just even though it was, our Easter weekend. So I'm going to let you guys go tonight. And what I will do next week when I come back, we'll talk a little bit about the comments that I made at the board meeting on Thursday. So that'll be something good. So I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up tonight. And this will give me a little bit of a chance to get my voice back. So thanks, guys. I'll see you guys next Thursday, but I hope to see you at the Board of Education meeting on Thursday and see you here next Sunday. So thanks, good night, and I can't wait to see you guys